Hey Mark, what you doing?
Hello, welcome to Spectre Studios. Mark Jacobs, Fabricator General from the studio. Check us out on spectrestudios.us, and today I have the new manga from Infinity OutRage with the Knauf Sniper Special Edition figure. So let's bust this open and see what we've got. Box opens like that, and then got the book here. So let's see. Nice little dust cover. And get the full view on it there. Dolly dagger, her love so heavy, gonna make you stagger. That's nice on the back. And then we've got the very first Infinity manga that we've been waiting for all this time. And straight through. And the back has, there's a bit of a glossary. The epilogue looks like some notes and comic from inside Corvus Belli and some concept sketches. It's accessing Infinity. Come on now. All right, books and expansions, there we go. And the black and white covers just matches the dust cover. So there's the book. And now let's find the figure. So here in the, it's a little pocket up top here where the figure is hiding. So you don't get the usual packaging for this. The box for the book and the figure are the packaging. Right. So our base and Knauf's, there we go, upper body, the little Pano camo coat, legs, and his sniper rifle. Now things may get a little bit dinged up in the shipping, but metal soft enough that that can be gently straightened out. There we go. Okay, so there's the unboxing for that. Not much to there's 3 pieces to the figure. That's kind of nice. And we'll take a little quick swish and we'll come back with assembling the figure. See you in a moment. Alright, so we've got Knauf laid out. Got the pieces all washed up, like I showed in another video. With Infinity figures, the true scale and the fineness of the details, like on the barrel and on the arms. They use mold release on the metal, so it's important to wash these even though they are metal. And cleaned off all the flash. So let's get to assembling. It's pretty cool, but pretty simple figure. So we'll dry fit the legs into the body and then get out the glue. And go. We'll get that solid. And then I remembered that I skipped a step. So once we get the glue dried, we'll do that. So let's make a quick jump ahead and we'll come back when the glue is dried and we're ready to move to the next step. Okay, so with the glue dried. Hopefully it's dried enough for what I want to do. But the step that I forgot was I'm going to take off pieces of the tab here so that I can set it into the base, and when I throw down the basing material and stuff, it'll go on more smoothly without like having the hump of the tab or a hole in the slot to worry about quite as much. So the way we go about that is we get a pair of wire cutters. They're called diagonal cutting wire cutters, and you could get really cheap ones, but you get what you pay for if you invest in a better, more solid pair of cutters. Then they'll be useful around the house for various different jobs that'll come up, but they'll also last much longer for doing this. So I'll just cut off the tab that is not directly under the boots. And I've cut back a little bit at an angle. Let's see. This should work pretty good because Knauf's legs are pretty solid. Some of the other figures have skinnier legs, particularly some of the female figs have really skinny legs, and cutting through the thick tab can make their ankles bow out, or I've even had legs break, so you need to be careful. So now that we've got that done, so you can see there, I've got this paint that I got for free. It was like a bonus thing in a online order that I made. I almost never use it, or I can't think of any color that I would use it for, but it works great for this. See that I've already done this multiple times over here. So a little bit of paint down. Pick up my base, decide how I want it to go. And so when dealing with the base, can you see? There we go, come on. Oh. If I can get the light right. All right, so looking at these infinity bases, the slot runs down the middle, but it's a little bit off-centered. One side here is bigger than the other. So one of these, right, so the way I'm looking at it now, the way it seems is this side here with the circle of 3 parts is a little bit wider than this side. So typically the figures look better when you've got the widest part, come on, there, here we go, come on, come on, come on. So there. So with this at the front of the figure facing forward and this at the back. So you're looking at it from the bottom, you have to figure out which side will still be the front when you flip it over face down. We can do that with a little paint. There. Now that I have a little paint in there, you can see that better. So, you're looking at it, I'm going to set the figure in with the part I want to be on the front. Come on. Currently in the back. It's a little counterintuitive. Each time I do it, I have to stop and like map it out in my head. But what happens is, I'm gonna get the paint on the tabs, set them into the base the way I want the figure to be, and it leaves marks inside the track. Now, the trick behind keeping this working is I've got one tab that's longer than the other, and they're also offset. But that's not going to matter because when I rotate the base this way, they're still in the same relative spot. The holes will come out. Be easier showing you, but that's how I think it out in my head, and now you have some idea of the crazy gear crunching, smoke inducing craziness, malfunctioning going on inside my head. Did a lot of research to find the setting on the camera that allows me to keep that off the screen. You don't see the smoke coming out of my ears because of the clever editing that goes on behind the scenes. Right. I've used the paint marks to show me where the holes need to be. Then I use the pin vise to drill out the edges, those parameters there. Right. And the next tool tip is I need to reach through the mask. That's not it. There it is. And grab my plastic X-Acto knife. So this is a tip that I learned a long time ago and served me well. You have a metal cutting X-Acto knife and a plastic cutting X-Acto knife, and you mark them. They actually do work differently. After you've used an X-Acto one metal, it behaves differently on plastic. So it's a little bit like using a razor to shave your face after somebody has used it to shave their legs. That will not be real good knowledge for everybody, but the people that have been in that situation will know exactly what I mean. Once a tool has been used for one thing, it's not as useful for the other. So now, let's take and from the top side, carefully connect the dots and open up just the slot where I want that foot to be. And other side. There we go. Very careful. Finesse over force. Use patience. And once we think, once I think that the hole is big enough for the tab, we're going to stop. Try fit it. Not quite there yet. Work it around. Maybe now. One foot, not the other. Honestly, not the foot I expected to go in. I thought I had to clean up both. Apparently it's just this one. There we go. There. Now with just that little bit of extra attention to detail, it looks more like he's standing on the base, standing directly on the base there. And that'll be more believable later on. Later on when I put down the basing material, that'll go over more smoothly. It'll be much more worthwhile. See what we get. There we go. Almost a Superman pose there. But that helps deal with that long gap in the middle. So there we go. All right, now last piece, putting on the sniper rifle. That fits in real nice. Put the glue into the socket rather than fighting to try and get it up underneath on the body. Okay, and now just a quick jump forward as we deal with the glue drying, and we'll see what it looks like when it's all put together. So here we are, we've got Knauf all primed up, and got a little gravel on the base there. I'm going to do probably a little basing idea based on one of the environments that he's in during the manga. And he is all set. It's a really great model. I finished the book now, and it was really good. In fact, here's my quick little review for OutRage the manga. It's so good and so unexpected that I'm not going to tell you anything about it, because I think that all the surprises that I went through in it, and the fact that it was a much better story than I expected, if I tried to describe any part of it at all to you, I'm afraid that I'd be giving something away. So go get the OutRage manga. If you have the chance to get the Knauf figure, then do that too. And here we are. So thanks for watching, and come by and check us out on spectrestudios.us, and help support the studios over on our Patreon page over at patreon.com. Thanks a lot. I'll see you again soon.
Spectre Studios, playing for the spirit of the game.